Welcome. In this e-learning module, I shall demonstrate and make you understand how to design the punch holder using Catia V5. The function of the punch holder is to hold the punch and also to accurately position the punch. Now let me demonstrate how to design the punch holder in Catia V5. To design the punch holder, let's make use of the punch. Let's save this punch as a punch holder. Click on the file, Save As. Don't forget to click on Save as New Document, as we need a new file named punch holder. Change the file name as a punch holder. Then save the file. Open the punch holder. Let's see what we have in the punch. We have sketch 1, which is the sketch of the blank shape. We have pad 1, which is the shape of the punch. Then we have pad 2, which is the head of the punch. Then we have the edge fillet and the chamfer. First, let's delete the edge fillet and the chamfer. Select the edge fillet and the chamfer. Hit the delete key on your keyboard to delete the edge fillet and the chamfer. Pick OK on the delete window. Now let's delete the punch shape. Right-click on pad 1 and then select delete. Uncheck the delete all children and delete aggregated elements and then pick OK. Observe pad 1 got deleted. However, the sketch 2 associated with pad 1 is not deleted. Note sketch 2 is the child of pad 1. We also have a few problems. Let's look at the first problem related to the sketch 3. Catia wants us to modify the absolute axis definition to solve the problems. Sketch 3 is the sketch of the punch head. Remember, this sketch was created on the top surface of the punch shape. Right-click on the sketch 3 and then select Edit. Set the view to isometric. You can see the sketch is in air, without any support. Exit the Sketcher workbench. As we deleted the punch shape, sketch 3 has lost its support. We need to provide the missing support. Right-click on sketch 3 and select Change Sketch Support. Ignore the warning. Click OK on the warning. Pick the top XY plane as the sketch support. Pick OK on the sketch positioning menu. Observe, we still have problems. Catia wants us to edit the sketch to solve the problems. Remember, we had provided the vertical and horizontal dimensions with reference to the punch shape edges. As we deleted the punch shape, the vertical and horizontal dimensions have lost their references. The punch shape edges which were used for the vertical and horizontal dimensions are projection 1 and projection 2. Right-click on sketch 3 and select Edit. Delete the projection 1 and projection 2. Observe the vertical and horizontal dimensions vanish. Then let's change the overall dimensions of the rectangle to regular dimensions from the reference dimension. Right-click on the dimensions, select Definition and uncheck the reference. Make sure the sketch is fully constrained and exit the Sketcher workbench. Observe we have resolved all errors and problems. Right-click on sketch 3 and select Edit. Change all the lines of the rectangle to construction lines. Sketch a centered rectangle, with the center of the rectangle as origin 0, 0. Add a vertical dimension and the horizontal dimension between the edges of the rectangle. The sketch is over-constrained. Convert the overall dimensions of the rectangle to the reference dimension. Right-click on the dimension and pick Reference. Update the corner dimension to 30 mm. I intend to apply M10 screw holes on the punch holder. Hence, we would need a 15 mm edge distance. 15 mm from the edge of the plate plus 15 mm from the punch head's edge is equal to 30 mm. Make sure the sketch is fully constrained and exit the Sketcher workbench. Update the thickness of the pad to 35 mm. Let's make a cut to position the punch. Create a cut on the punch holder using Sketch 2, and the pocket command with the up to last option. Sketch 2 is the punch shape. Click on Preview, make sure the pocket is getting created, and then click on OK. Let's create a sketch for fastener locations. Create a position sketch on the top surface of the punch holder. Sketch 2 horizontal infinite lines using the infinite line command. Sketch 2 vertical infinite lines using the infinite line command. Convert the infinite lines to the construction element. Right-click on the infinite lines and pick the construction element. Sketch 4 points for the position of screw holes at the intersection of the infinite lines. Observe the last point is not positioned at the intersection, as we need to foolproof the punch holder's assembly. Create a dimension for the edge distance of the screw holes. Update all edge distance dimension to 15 mm. 15 mm is the edge distance for M10 screw holes. Observe the dimension for the last screw hole is 5 mm. This 5 mm dimension is offset value from the edge distance, as we need to foolproof the punch holder's assembly. Create 2 points for the position of dowel holes. Create dimensions for the pitch of the dowel holes. Update the pitch dimension of dowel holes to 20 mm. Let's create all the fastener holes. Pick the point of the screw hole on the bottom surface of the punch holder. Create an up to last counter bore hole for M10 close screw. Apply a user pattern and create all the 4 screw holes. Pick the point of the dowel hole on the bottom surface of the punch holder. Create an up to last simple hole for dia 10 dowel hole. Apply a user pattern and create all the 2 dowel holes. Swap the window to the punch. Observe the head of the punch. On the punch holder, we need to create a cut and make provision for the punch head. Swap the window to the punch holder. Create a position sketch on the top surface of the punch holder. Sketch a centered rectangle, with the center of the rectangle as origin 00. Exit the sketcher. Swap the window to the punch. Measure the length and width dimensions of the punch head. The width of the punch is 33.5 mm, and the length of the punch is 72 mm. Swap the window to the punch holder. Right-click on the sketch 7 and click Edit. Update the rectangle's width dimension to 33.5 plus 1 mm. 1 mm is the clearance value. Update the rectangle's length dimension to 72 plus 1 mm. 1 mm is the clearance value. Make sure the sketch is fully constrained and exit the sketcher workbench. Swap the window to the punch. Measure the height dimension of the punch head. 5 mm is the punch head's height. Swap the window to the punch holder. Create a cut of 5 mm depth using the pocket command. Swap the window to the punch. Observe we had created a chamfer of 5 by 45 degrees on all the 4 corners of the punch head. Swap the window to the punch holder. Create a fillet of 4 mm on all the corners of the pocket. Set the view to isometric and fit all in. Save the punch holder. Swap the window to the punch assembly. Let's assemble the punch holder to punch assembly. Click on the existing component command. Pick the punch assembly. Pick the punch holder from the file selection window. We have a part number conflict. Rename the part number of the punch holder to the punch holder. Use the manipulation command and drag the punch holder. Provide a coincidence constraint between the die plate's side ZX plane and the punch's side ZX plane. Provide a coincidence constraint between the die plate's front YZ plane and the punch's front YZ plane. Provide a contact constraint between the punch holder's step and the bottom surface of the punch's head. Update the assembly. Observe the punch looks short in length. Time being, we will increase the length of the punch. We will finalize it later. Swap the window to the punch. Increase the length of the punch to 80 mm. Set the view to isometric and fit all in. Save the punch. Swap the window to the punch assembly. Update the assembly. Swap the window to the punch. Observe we have provided 0.5 mm fillet between the punch shape and punch head. Swap the window to the punch assembly. Pick the sectioning command. Pick volume cut on the Result tab. Observe the punch holder is digging into the punch fillet. Pick Cancel. Swap the window to the punch holder. Provide a fillet of 0.6 by 45 degrees to the step of the punch holder. Swap the window to the punch assembly. Pick the sectioning command. Pick volume cut on the Result tab. Observe the interference between the punch holder and the punch is resolved. Pick Cancel. Set the view to isometric and fit all in. We have made changes on the punch holder, and the punch assembly. Let's use the Save Management to save. Pick File Save Management. Select the Press Tool Assembly, which is the topmost assembly in the product structure. And then click Save. Observe the punch assembly, and the punch holder is also getting saved. Click on OK to save all the modified files. With this, we have successfully designed the punch holder using Catia v5. That's all in this e-learning module. Thanks.